Estás en el estudio con Dre, Big H y Triple C.
Hey, yo.
Silverback Chronicles todos los lunes en todas plataformas.
Yo, my peoples, what's good? We back. It's your boys again, Silverback Chronicles podcast. It's your boy Big H. I got my brother Dre.
Hello, gang. 10 toes down.
Already. What's good, bro?
Chilling, bro. Happy to be here. Happy for the energy in here, you know?
Yeah, everything is real saucy.
I'm grateful.
Word. My peoples, we appreciate you. We hope you're working hard. Everybody stay safe. Once again, this is episode 111. We cooking. We got a phenomenal guest for you tonight. But before we get into this beautiful young lady, www.silverbackchronicles.com is the website. Don't forget, 20% off Silverback, Silverback Podcast. 20% off Silverback Podcast is the code. What else, Dre?
Life is good.
Life is amazing.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody grinding. Shout out to all those first responders. Everybody. Shout out to everybody.
All my hard workers out there. Listen, take a load off, sip on some brown water, and enjoy this conversation we're about to have. But listen, we're not going to waste no time. We're going to get right into it. Coming to the stage, a wonderful woman. Beautiful. Hailing from the lovely state of Virginia, ladies and gentlemen. It's Commonwealth, by the way, if you didn't know that. She's a beautiful, wonderful woman. She's smart, intelligent. We're gonna have a phenomenal time. With no further ado, Dylan, what's up, baby?
Hey, how are you guys?
How are you?
I'm hanging in there, having a great time.
I'm glad you came through.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It was a long drive, but well worth it. I guess I'll say it's well worth it at the end, right?
Absolutely. Listen, it's well worth it anyway, just being in the presence.
Exactly.
And enjoying.
Honored to be here.
Those cookies alone were well worth it. Shit.
Yeah, she brought some cookies. What kind of cookies did you bring?
I was about to say, we should clarify the cookies that I made. I brought salted caramel cookies.
Salted
Just want to make sure.
Thank you.
Dre went to work on like 3 of them already.
No, man.
They're addicting. They're my shift calls them crack cookies, so it's fine.
There we go.
I'm gonna bring some for overtime tonight, so I got you.
There you go.
Out.
Yeah.
So listen, how's the driver's okay? Is about over an hour or something like that?
It took us like 2 hours and 15 minutes to get here, but we left in rush hour, so that's why.
Listen, that's love. We appreciate you for showing up.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, so you're from Virginia. What part? Where you from? Born and raised?
Actually, I'm from California. Yes.
What part?
Cali girl.
Does the bright blonde hair and the tan not give away?
We just thought that was your flow. We just thought that was the flow.
Word.
You know?
Well, out here I have to fake and bake. Out there it's natural, so.
So where you from in Cali?
Los Angeles, Calabasas, Woodland Hills area.
Calabasas.
Yeah, I know. Everyone out here, no one knows that anywhere
Let me hold
else. Out
something.
here.
Nah, then Drake.
No, you got it.
Yeah,
Now
she
it's
definitely got it.
It's
you got like 100 stacks on you? Word.
No, not at all.
How long did you live in Calabasas for? Calabasas? That's what how's it pronounced?
So it's Calabasas.
Yeah, that's where the Kardashians and Drake.
Valley.
Yeah, French Montana got a house out there.
You know what I'm saying? It must be nice over there.
Must be nice.
It is.
I know that's
So
right.
what the fuck are you doing?
Listen, how long was you in Cali for?
My whole life until 2015. I moved out here at 19 for grad school.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, grad school at the age of 19?
Yeah.
Isn't that like early?
Yeah, so I started college at 14. Long story short, someone told me I couldn't do it, and I was like, watch me.
Wait, you was a freshman.
Hold up.
Wait a minute. You started college?
Yeah.
At 14?
Yes.
I started high school at 14, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was my first year of high school and college.
So what grades did you skip?
I skipped 11th and 12th. I mean, it wasn't skipped. I was smart about it, right? A lot of people do the AP classes. Very different. I went to the community college, so I was on both cheer teams. I went to high school from 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I forget, whatever. It was early because we had like a 0 period or something. And then I left around 3 for 2 years. And then we had cheer practice till 4, left there, went to college from, 5:30 to 10 p.m. and then cheer practice for the college team, which was 10 p.m. to midnight. So.
What high school you went to?
I went to El Camino Real.
Wait, so.
Wow.
She might be the smartest person we've ever had
on the show.
No.
So you was you
well
was
determined.
14?
So listen.
A freshman in college?
Yes. And then I finished high school at 16 and started my bachelor's the last 2 years, 16 and 16, 17, 18. It was only 2 years though, because of school years. But yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Who put you to the test? Like, what?
You know what? So it's funny. My mom never really talked about college, but my dad, he was very into so in California it's free. And
What's
he
free?
kind of told me about it. College, if you do it concurrently through your high school.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
So if you go to in the county of Los Angeles, if you go to Pierce College, which is where I went, you can go and sign up. They check your grades, and then you have to take like a test for English and math, and you test in to see what level you're at. So I knew that my high school classes, math, English, history, whatever, science class, those are all a year, for just one in high school. But if you do it at a college, they're a semester. So that's how I canceled everything out very quickly.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
You strategic with it.
Yeah. So instead of, it sucked. I took the hard classes first, but that's the best way to do it. And,
100%.
People kept telling me, oh no, enjoy your high school. And I was like, I was getting bullied in high school. I'm not having a good time here. Just let me be somewhere else. And I went to college every night and I had a great time, everyone was super nice. So yeah, it was great.
Who the fuck bullied you?
I'm kind of awkward. I'm a weird person, and I
Why
pride
you say
myself on
that?
that. Oh, I'm super weird.
Just unique.
Really? Why? Because
yeah.
you.
Yeah, but it's different. If you're not the perfect. Okay, so let me.
Because a lot of people are insecure.
Let me say this because it's very culturally different out here, right? So in California, I am a plus size. I'm fat. In California, blondes are a dime a dozen.
Are you serious?
Out here, I'm curvy. I'm curvy fit. I'm very. My body is appreciated here, and it's not like that in California.
Slam.
So it was kind of like that. Yeah, it's very different out there. If you're
They
not
don't
a
know what they're
toothpick,
missing.
Right.
yeah, if you're not a toothpick, you're just people just kind of pass you.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
That's the mindset out there?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I was I was on the in crowd, but I was on the outside of the in crowd. I got invited to parties by default. I never really went to parties in high school because I was doing college every day, and then on the weekends I'd work with my dad and polygraph and stuff like that. So
you was a cheerleader though?
Yeah,
I thought cheerleaders were always popular.
Did you just say you work for your dad? Polygraph?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
he runs.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
He runs the largest polygraph company in the nation. So.
Oh, he runs it.
Yeah, he mostly just does it for TV now. So.
So are you lying to us
I
right
would
now?
think so.
No.
Why not?
If I was, you wouldn't know.
That's what I'm saying. What in the world?
That's awesome. So the grind, did it come from your parents?
Yeah, my mom worked. So I didn't actually grow up wealthy. Actually, when I was working at a university, I went and talked to a Black student union group, and it was really interesting to have that conversation and just be able to sit down with them in uniform and them kind of have an open dialogue. And one of the girls was actually from my hometown, from Northridge. It's the Valley. It's all the Valley. So it's all little cities, kind of like DC is, oh, well, this is Kenilworth. Okay, well, it's still DC, whatever. So that's kind of how it is. And she was telling me how she grew up in the Valley as well, and she grew up really wealthy and stuff like that. And I had the opposite effect, but it was interesting because we went around in the beginning and we went over stereotypes and categories, and people saw me and they were like, oh, you grew up wealthy, you have this, and this, and then they looked at her and they were like, nope, you grew up poor or from a different area, whatever, struggling. And we were talking after and kind of comparing stories, and it was funny because she had all the opportunity and I had no opportunity, but we were both like from the same area, so we got the culture difference here and kind of continued that conversation. And it was like a really cool appreciation for, looks can be deceiving, but it's, don't judge the book by its cover, and kind of getting to know each other that way. So it's just very different out here culturally.
Definitely.
At that time, Calabasas was already like.
So the Jenners and the Kardashians and all of them still had their stores there. Oh, wow. And all of that, yeah.
So, yeah, it was okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow. What made you get involved with cheering?
My mom was a cheerleader. I was really into it. My personality is pretty bubbly. I'm always goofing around until I walk on a scene, and then I have like resting bitch face. So... yeah. Or people think I'm nicer than I am. It's like there's never an in-between. It's always like, oh, she's a bitch, or she's super nice, and I'm like, nope, not me. They ask her directions, I'm like, it's 2 lefts and a right.
That's it.
Right.
So it is what it is. But
did you want to go to college for cheer?
No. No, I joined a sorority actually when I got to a 4-year college, and I went into my junior year. Because you can only go after you get your AA, you have to get your next 2 years is for your bachelor's. So I was going to join college cheer, but I wanted to join a sorority because I've never been I never really fit in like girls groups. I've always been like one of the guys, but like I would go play touch football with you, but like in my Sunday best dress. Like that's kind of just how I was always growing up.
The icebox.
That's right. Little Giants.
Love it.
It's classic.
So yeah, I joined a sorority and it was okay. I really only talked to like 2 of them now.
Really?
Yeah, but
why do you think?
Because I'm kind of mean. Like I'm kind of an asshole. Like I don't mean to be mean, but I think 2 things. I'm desensitized to a lot of trauma and negative things that I don't know that I see them as, so one of my officers was actually shot at recently, and I was one of the first on scene, and glass got in his face, and he's in the hospital. I stayed with him at the hospital all night, and I've been in touch with his family, the last 3 days, and making sure he's okay. But like seeing that, my family was like, I called them and I was like, hey, just so you know, it's probably on the news. It wasn't me. I'm fine. I'll talk to you later, and hung up. But they were like, are you okay? Like, I was like, honestly, like I'm fine. I don't know.
It sounds like your personality is an East Coast personality, though, I
think I definitely transformed to
East Coast real hard, where, we always moving and but man, you good. Just come on.
Like I'm not friendly, but I'm kind. Like I will give you the shirt off my back if you need it, but I'm not gonna like walk up to you and have a conversation with you for no reason. Like,
here's my shirt, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm here for it if you want to have a conversation, but like, it's not. I don't like small talk. I like depth. I like really getting to know people and things like that. So I think I don't like the pleasantries. Like I'm not offended if someone doesn't say hi to me. I don't care. Out here, that's kind of a weird thing because I think a lot of people out here, like if I don't say hi to someone in my department, I walk in, the security officers at the door or something, they're like, oh, well, that was kind of mean. I'm like, no, honestly, like I wasn't even looking at you. I had my headphones in and I was just like trying to get to my locker to change. Like that's all it was,
You're in the wrong state.
I know.
The further north you move, you'll be good.
So, boom. High college. So now you're 19 and you move over here?
Yeah. So when
How was that? Like,
what'd you get your bachelor's in first and foremost?
Criminology.
Okay.
Criminology, sociology, or sociology with a concentration in criminology.
And you got your bachelor's in Cali?
Yes.
Now, what made you come here?
At the time, American University was the only university in the country that had a Master's of Science in Terrorism and Homeland Security. Other universities like ASU is somewhere I applied to and got in. They had a Master's of Science in Homeland Security with a concentration in counterterrorism. And I wanted my master's to be in terrorism. 9/11 really affected me, and I really wanted to go into like domestic security and things like that. And then I came out here and I like met the FBI agents in my class, and I was like, you know what? It's not for me. So, you know, I just found a different path and then got into law enforcement and really liked it. And, you know, so
where did you go to law enforcement at? What agency?
So my first agency I went to was American University, where I got my master's at.
Okay.
And I did that for about a year and a half. Left, went to LAPD for a little bit. Didn't like it.
So you went back to LA?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. I was actually really pissed off. Found out my ex at the time, the person I was dating, was cheating on me, and I was like, fuck that, fuck you, I'm out. And like went there and
well done.
Stayed there for 8 months, and then was like, this isn't for me again. Like, I'm not this person anymore. My old friends.
Was it the academy? Or nothing about law enforcement? You said your friends. Was it the area?
I think, you know, I think it was a lot of that. I think LAPD is a great agency, but I'm not a fan of the patrol. I really liked, I have a lot of friends in the gang unit at 77th Division in LA, and I would love to be there. Like, I would totally fit in there. But I think, like, getting through that patrol phase and the politics involved, I'm not one for politics. If I feel something is not right, I'm going to address it. Not in front of people, of course. Like, do the right thing, pull people aside, whatever. But, yeah, I think it was just kind of that mentality. So I think coming back out here was a lot better of an option. And then I worked for Georgetown University and ran their sexual assault unit for a little bit. Was a great experience. The toughest job I've ever had. I loved it. Still cool with, you know, a lot of people over there. And then I went to housing, and I didn't think I would fit in at the time. I still am the only white female. There is one other white officer working there. Everyone else is black, or maybe a couple Hispanic. But like, I love it. Like, you know, people look at me and think I'm going to be, you know, uppity and whatever. And that's just not who I am.
What does housing do for you?
In what context?
And why do you love the profession?
So,
because it's not law enforcement, right?
For housing, yeah, it is. It's a DC Housing Authority police department.
Oh, DC Housing Authority.
Yeah.
Like,
so we go through the same academy as MPD.
Okay.
So,
what is your objective? What do you do there?
So, you know, it's to protect and serve essentially the people in our communities. However, we have the same authority as MPD, but a little bit more on our property, right? So you can't, so like MPD, if they're on our property, they can't say, hey, do you live here? You know, why are you here? Let me see your ID. That's a violation of their Fourth Amendment rights. However, I can ask them because I am part of the property owners and management and all of that. I am that complainant, essentially. So it's kind of a dual role, and we're able to say, okay, let me see your ID. If you're not going to give it, okay, then you need to leave now, and this is the only time you are going to get to leave. This is your one and only chance, you know, otherwise you're going.
Actually, and what would they go for?
So they would go for unlawful entry, which essentially is, it's a simple charge, you know.
Trespassing.
Yeah, trespassing out here, I guess. But, you know, I actually got into it with an officer the other day, not one of ours, but a MPD officer, because he felt that I was talking to someone. I didn't have the years on to be talking to someone the way that I was, but at housing, it's not. Look, first, let me say that I work on a specialty unit. We're not here to be the nice police. However, I don't usually talk unless I have to. And by that, I mean, I'm either breaking up one of my officers, you know, one of my partners from overstepping or trying to de-escalate something. Because I think we play really well, like, in a sense, like good cop, bad cop, that, you know, you need to leave. And it's like, okay, well, hey, like, hold on. What's your name? Like, whatever. And I'll be all real, you know, I'll be that role. But if I start talking without prompt, it's usually because someone is giving the wrong information. And at that time, this person who doesn't work for my agency was giving the wrong information. And he got very upset because he was like, well, you interrupted my scene, my call. And I was like, this is federal property, so I don't really know what you're talking about. But, you know, you're giving wrong information. They do need to leave. They're being cooperative, you know, and the girl, pulled a crown around and like put it in my face and was like, I ain't even mad, boo. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. And she was like, you bad. I was like, okay, thank you. Usually women fight me. This is great, And we were getting full cooperation from them. And then the officer and I on scene were getting into it. And I even said like, hey, you know what? Let's talk about this after. Like, can you move your car so they can exit the parking lot? Like, they need to go. They were drinking, whatever, polka, all that. So, they could have gone for that as well. But I wasn't going to do that. Like, that's not my point. My point is that if they had stayed, that's a corner that specifically often gets shot up. And if I don't tell them to leave and MPD is telling them to stay, the problem is now, do I take them for the lockup if they stay, even though they were given two different answers? Or if they stay and I leave and I'm like, all right, fine, that's MPD's problem, and they get shut up later, what am I now? That's
that's on your property,
right? That's on my property. That's bodies that didn't have to be there. This
100%.
is, we're avoiding a conflict. It's not like I'm out here trying to ruin your night.
Right.
Like I could have locked them up, could have locked them all up for polka. I'm not going to do that.
What's polka?
Go drink possession of open container of alcohol. So
polka.
Yeah. In the car, all that. So public intoxication, kind of same realm there. So that's not my style. Just move on. I'm good with it,
So your agency is federal?
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Well, like Virginia's a commonwealth, the district is also not a state. So it's kind of similar in that aspect.
Are you in a supervisor within your organization?
No, I'm not.
Okay. How much time you got on?
At that organization, 2 years. In total, 5 years.
Did they take you all the time?
Yeah. So I mean, they didn't count it as time on, but I have certifications. My certifications are instructor school, sexual assault, trauma investigations, FETI, forensic experiential trauma interviewing, which for me has been the best training I've ever gone to, as well as my instructor school, because kind of taught me not only how to teach people, but how to talk to people in a way that they understand it.
Yeah.
So
and still be sensitive.
Yeah, and I'm fine with letting people, if I'm not saying something the way that you're understanding it, I'm fine with saying, hey, would you mind explaining this a different way, or tell me what you heard. What did you hear me say? So that they can say it back to me in their own words, and I can say yes or no, and this is how I meant it, or whatever. But I think that people just get kind of agitated, and like there's no conflict. I'm a confrontational person,
right? But
I'm not an aggressive person. I'm not here to like ruin your life. Like, I'm going to say it if I see something going on. But I am not. People take that as aggressive, and it's not. It's just I'm not afraid to. Someone's got to speak up, and everyone is in the room thinking something. I will be the one to say it. It is what it is. Someone's got to. So I'm fine with being the bad guy if that's the way you want to see me, because it might save your life later.
Right.
In this line of work, you got to have a doctrine and learning how to talk to people.
100%.
Because that stops incidents. That stops a hot-headed person, a hot-headed individual. And there are some officers that don't have that mindset, nor the temperament, which hurts us day in, day out.
Yep.
So learning how to talk to people is huge in this line of work that we do. I appreciate what you do. That's dope, especially on the federal side. Do you see yourself moving up and up in management? Do you see yourself moving within that organization, doing something else other than what you're doing currently?
Yeah, housing has been really good to me. I really love my agency. I think we get a bad reputation with like MPD or like other units, because honestly, we only have like 10 officers right now.
Okay. Within the whole organization?
Yeah, we have 10 sworn officers, which means we have 10 officers who went to a full academy. Like myself, we go through the MPD academy. And then we have about 30 to 40 SPOs, and then we have like 80 security officers. So the SPOs get their guns, and then they go to a post usually. I work with SPOs that run through the city with me. They're in an unmarked, I'm in a marked unit, which is problematic at times. Like if we're going code somewhere, I'm the only one who can go code. So me and my 10-4 who's riding with me, we're the only two. We get there first, you know. Eventually, the rest of our unit will get there. And by the time they get there, sometimes we're in the middle of a fight. Like, you know, it is what it is. So they catch up eventually. Mm-hmm. We make sure we handle it. But someone's got to get there, and it's, you know, it's going to be us.
It's just crazy how many, like, it's just different. Like, it's different DC, levels. And it's like, there's so much little, like, intricate parts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That I had no idea, like, DC, like, was so, well, this, like, jurisdictional. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, everyone has, like, a piece. Like,
It's just like PG. You got Greenbelt. You got PG County. You got all these other different municipal departments that occupy just this little piece of land that they patrol.
DC has 43 police agencies in it.
What?
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
The town's like, that's it. That's like, the town's not even that big.
But, well, the thing with that is, like, agencies have different areas of it. So, like, housing has authority all over everywhere in the city. Same thing as MPD. We have additional authority on our property. U.S. Capitol Police, I believe that expands past the Capitol. I know, like, the area around it. I don't know how far. Park Police, I believe they have jurisdiction within, like, a mile of some type of, like, known U.S. Department of Interior statue, like, which is everywhere, by the way. So, you know, it's kind of, you know, everywhere in D.C. it has some type of, you know, Department of Interior process. So,
are you a cop at Berry Farms anywhere around here?
Berry Farms doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. It's a parking
I know
lot.
my agency's about to go over there, so I was gonna make sure I got your number. They told us we were going to Berry Farms. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the basketball courts are up still, but otherwise, that's the only part that exists right now. It's all construction.
So, like, you go from, like, one housing to the next housing?
Yeah, like one property to the next.
How many properties?
Honestly, they gave me a list. I don't even know. I go district to district. So our most frequent districts is like 1D, which is includes like the Capitol, Southeast, and Southwest. Actually, 1D has all 4 quadrants of the city, because it's a weird place. But 1 and 60 are the ones we're most in. There are kind of special areas. And then our officials, so keep this in mind too. So we're floating around the city. Our officials only monitor 1D air. So when I had a use of force in, 60, I was over 60 air going, hey, I just sprayed someone or whatever. Justified, no investigation, everything's fine. But, my official came out and was like, why didn't you call me? And I'm like, sir, I went over 1D, I went over 60 air. It's not my fault. Like, you're not monitoring it. An MPD official came and handled it for us. That's a good thing. We're working together. Not all MPD officials will come out and help us. But I think...
Because you got to write on that.
Huh?
Because you need a supervisor to write on that.
Yeah, it's, and they weren't there. And we don't wear body cams. MPD does. So it's very different in that context as well. So you have to have a good reputation in the districts that you go into, and you get well known very, very quickly, because you either become the housing officer who answers up, or the ones that don't. There's only 10 of us, so everybody knows who you are and what you are or are not capable of or willing to do.
If on one of the properties there's a shooting, who handles that?
Usually it's MPD that responds first. We would love
on your property?
to be there. Yeah. We would love to be there first, but we're all over the city. We don't just stay at one property. So
who would investigate it?
For homicides, it's always going to be MPD. Homicides and sexual assault are MPD for every agency in DC.
How about like a non-fatal?
Non-fatal, usually it'll go to MPD, just because we don't have the resources to do it. We used to have investigators and stuff like that, but we just don't have the people right now. We're supposed to have, I think, 20 sworn officers.
Have you ever handled a shooting before?
Yeah, many.
I'm sure you see that a lot.
Yes. Unfortunately.
It's active, right? It's active down there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the projects. Can I say projects?
Yeah.
Housing?
Yeah.
I'm from New York. We say projects.
I mean, I do too. I just don't,
Nah, housing. We'll keep it We'll keep it cute and say housing.
We'll keep it cute.
No, that makes sense.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the NYPD has their whole housing unit as well. So yeah.
We keep saying that we're eventually going to be blended as like a part of MPD.
Baltimore City used to have a whole housing.
Yep. Now they're a part of the department. So there's a unit. So I'm sure that's coming. But I'm sure that body cams are also coming for us. But
absolutely,
it's just, I think we kind of, I don't think first that a lot of people know about us, and then I also think that we're overlooked a lot of the time just because we have so little people, and I think a lot of the time they think that all of us are SPOs. So they do, people on our properties, it's really funny. I'll walk on scene. The sworn wear gold badges. The SPOs wear silver. So, I'll walk on scene and they'll be like, oh, that's your sergeant. And I'm like, no, I'm not the official. So, it's just kind of interesting. Or they'll be like, oh, well, you can't get me. Like, I'm not on your property anymore. I'm like,
do you know a lot of the SPOs?
Yeah.
You know Cap? He's a fighter.
Cap?
Yeah. He's a multi-fighter. Tatted up.
Oh, he's a SPO?
Yeah, he was an SPO. Now he's training full time.
Not for housing though, right?
In DC somewhere. I forgot what he mentioned.
He was like
he was
McDonald's.
On the podcast.
Yeah, I think he said he was stationed
shout out
at
to
McDonald's.
Him, though. Now he's training at the Mayweather gym.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he was SPO.
Okay.
He's saying similar things that you're saying. Like,
probably not for housing though.
No. He was in the city.
Housing.
No, he was in the city.
I can guarantee that.
Yeah, it depends, like, where they.
I thought all the SPOs were.
No.
We talking
housing, we all know each other.
Walmart security shit.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's very, very different. So like campus police SPOs get more training than like Walmart SPOs or CVS SPOs.
Totally different.
Yeah. Very different. Still need more, but very different.
Right.
So
that's dope. All right. So besides police work, what do you like to do in your spare time?
So
we're not on the clock.
So obviously I like to hang out with friends.
Can you still do a backflip?
Yes, I can, but let's not do that today.
No, you really can?
No. Yeah. You could do a split.
I never did a backflip.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I'm not gonna try.
You know what? I'll spot you.
I appreciate you, honey. It means everything.
It'll be in the like your credits. Your little bloopers.
Right. It'd be hard to get back up though.
Yeah. So I actually in California I was doing a lot of modeling, acting, and I was doing pageants a lot. When I came out here, I deleted all my social media. I dropped everything, and I was like, I'm gonna be official. I'm gonna be starting fresh, and I want people to like respect me because that's not a thing out here. LA, it's everyone, but out here, it's like they look at me and they're like, oh, she's already like dumb, like she doesn't know what she's talking about. So I wanted to establish my reputation in my department on the street and make sure that I had kind of my ducks in order before I went back into doing modeling, and I just got signed.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
congrats!
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Can we figure out what she got signed with? Her?
Well, I mean, jeez,
God damn,
that's a big thing. Like,
Yes,
you got to wait for it, bro.
I'm not gonna know the agency.
Right, I want to know.
What's the agency?
So what
New
are we
York
doing?
MMG.
Oh shit!
There you go. Sounds fancy already.
So what we doing?
So I have a photo shoot next week. Next Monday. So I'm going for 3 days for that.
Good for you.
And then I'm going to
modeling?
Nice. And then I'm going to Miami for a swim show in July.
Oh, shit.
I have a show in August.
You got mad time off.
I don't know if it's South Carolina or North Carolina. You know what? I work so much comp time, I have the time. So it's fine.
Dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I got the days off.
Word.
Yeah.
Over here, they'll be like, nah.
Yeah, that's
you can
why.
forget about that, mommy.
That's why I love housing. I can work all the comp time I want, and I can work all the comp time I want, and as long as I plan it in advance, it's fine. And usually, I just coordinate with the boys, and I'm like, I'm the only girl in my unit, so I'm always like, hey, like I need this, and this off, and
I'm giving you time, so let's make it work.
Yeah, so that's pretty much we work it out.
So we doing bathing suits in August?
July. Yeah, and then I am doing it's a 3-day show in I think it's South Carolina, but I might be mistaken. I haven't booked the hotel yet, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
You have like an agent?
Yeah, the New York MMG is the agency, and then my manager is Talia. And then so that's in August, South Carolina. September is New York, and then I think I go back to Miami in December, and I know there's an LA fashion show in there somewhere, but I don't remember the dates. So, yeah. Was
fashion like always a thing for you?
You know what?
How was this born?
I'm not like, honestly, I just like my own style. Like I feel like I try to, I try and be stylish, but at the end of the day, like if I feel cute, I don't really care what anyone else thinks. You can take it or leave it.
Right.
So.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Killing it.
Yeah, I think that's part of the I really credit that honestly to moving out of LA and coming here to the East Coast.
Nice.
Because I feel appreciated, I feel, comfortable in my own skin out here. So it's just different. And I'm actually really happy out here. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah.
That's crazy because a lot of people from here go out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could.
Listen, what? Huh? I'll go visit. Listen, why does everybody need to like bleach their skin in Cali? Like, what is that about?
Bleach skin?
Right.
I have no idea. I don't.
Is it like
I just get tan?
I mean, I fake and bake. Like, does that count? Like, is that what you mean? Like, I go to a tanning salon.
No, I see like dark skinned people like just try to go out there and just try to try to conform to lifestyle out there?
Yo, you know what? Sammy Sosa did that.
He did do that.
You know what I mean? He really dipped in that bucket. He came out different.
He dipped in that flour.
What?
Word.
I said,
what is going on?
Oh my God.
Hit him with a bag of flour.
He had the socks.
I said, Sammy Sosa. Like, what are you doing?
Word.
You put up a picture of Sammy Sosa.
Like he bleached his whole face. Like, what is going on?
Well, I think Mike, you know what I mean? Much love and respect. Rest in peace, Mike Jackson. He did the same thing, though.
What's going on?
Mike had really been lie go.
I want to get out. I do want to get out there just to see like what's going on out there. What's the vibe out there?
You know what I'm saying? We'll be
I'm
out
sure
there
it's
shortly.
different in every jurisdiction out there.
Yeah.
Well, everyone talks like this, and when I come back from LA, I also talk like this.
Do you?
So only for like a couple days though, so it's fine.
Okay. Why is that?
Yeah, what's
the
going
tone?
on? Is there a lot of clueless going on out there?
No, so Clueless. Fun fact that the gas station in Clueless, the clown gas station, it's still there.
Still there?
It's in the valley.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's that.
I mean,
yeah. Clueless.
I was just in San Jose and nobody really talked like that. Some people did, but I guess it's just a LA thing.
I think it's a Southern California thing, really, to be honest.
I mean, I heard the weather's insane.
Yeah.
It never rains in Southern
You don't.
California.
Yeah, you don't sweat either.
And
it just dries.
It's a dry heat?
Yeah, it's dry heat.
Nice.
So yeah.
So you like it down here, huh?
I do. I really do. This is home now.
That's dope.
Yeah.
She got that East Coast sarcasm and
she got it. She squared away.
You know what? My dad played so many pranks on me growing up that nothing offends me or like hurts my feelings. Like I feel like, and plus I'm kind of an accident waiting to happen. So like I fall, my mom always used to make the joke, like, you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Like, mean, but sometimes true. I fall over thinner. It's great.
Do you have any siblings?
I'm an only child.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
what's
you were
up.
spoiled. You were spoiled.
Spoiled, but not spoiled rotten.
No, of course.
Like, my mom would definitely beat my ass.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Mom.
Yes.
Shout out to Mom Dukes for spanking them
Shout out to
cheeks.
Pop, who's like master, with the,
Polygraph, yeah.
There we go.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to say liar.
Lie detector.
Lie detector.
Lie detector guy, whatever.
He's still doing that?
Yeah, he
crazy.
mostly just does it for celebrities and TV shows now.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, let Pops
do it for celebrities.
Pops come through and ask some questions.
What do you mean?
He's in LA. He's in LA.
I mean,
When you said do it for celebrities, what do you mean? Like
So he does it for TV shows. He did. Oh man, he's done so many.
Did he do the one for Jerry Springer?
No, he does the ones with where he's on camera.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like celebrities, like it was in their prenup or something. Like, so sit down.
Right.
No. Like on TV shows, and he does it for a lot of YouTubers. He finds YouTubers hilarious, so he does that a lot.
That's
wow.
Yeah, but he does it for TV shows, a lot of MTV and like Love After or something. I don't know.
Oh, Love After Lockup.
Yeah, there we go. That
Absolutely.
And
Look at you.
Yeah.
he's done it for
Trash
so many
TV's
TV
on me.
shows. So my
Hey,
friends
KTV guy over here.
Word.
you know the carpool karaoke, he does it for them almost weekly.
That's dope. He's busy.
Yeah, my friends will send me like screenshots to be like, "Isn't this your dad?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is."
That's dope.
So yeah.
So can you cook?
Can I cook?
Yeah.
I bake
What do you like to bake?
Clearly,
cookies.
Besides that,
Cookies are phenomenal.
aren't they?
Just smash one.
I can make a mean Caesar salad.
stop talking like that.
That is the way to go.
That's dope. All right, so what do you got going on in the next 5 years? What do you see yourself? What's the vision?
I just, people always ask me that, and they always ask like, "Oh, okay, well, what's next?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, like I started college at 14. If you don't back off, like, I don't know." When people ask that, sometimes it's like, all right, well, are you saying that because you want to know like where my head is at, or are you saying it because it's almost like a backhanded compliment? Because it's like, okay, well, where you're at's not good enough, right? Like, that's how it's
That's
perceived
how you perceive
to me.
it?
Wow,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Not, but the way you asked it was fine. But like,
I know
so
what-
for that, I know.
I'm nice
I got
with
you.
it. I got you, babe.
No, I think I just want to move up.
That's good.
I would love to move up with housing. I think that the new director of the agency is actually, I think she's great. I mean, I know they come and go, but, and especially because we have our chief, but then we have like, all the civilians and all of that, but they're separating our agency right now. So we'll have a full police department and we'll be separated from the civilians of our department. So I think that's good. And I think the director's giving us a bunch of new equipment and all the stuff we've been asking for to be able to do the job safely, so I'm really looking forward to it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you. I'm proud of you.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
you've done a lot.
Appreciate it.
You've done a lot.
Word. Because
That's
14,
dope.
that wasn't going to happen with the guard.
Could you imagine being 14 and in college?
In college? Nah.
And you're
Absolutely not.
smarter than like a 21-year-old. Like,
Word.
No, I don't think it was that. I just,
I know it was like that.
yeah. Did anyone bully you to be like, yo, do my paper, stop playing?
Word. Like, how old are you?
It was California.
Hey, yo, get
No
the fuck
one-
over there.
If it was in New York, I'd have been like, yo, listen, mommy, do my fucking paper. I need a pass.
and you know what I
I'll
would
slip
ask
you
them?
100.
I'll be like, hey, can you outrun a bullet?
Oh,
That young?
I like that.
Absolutely.
You was slinging them things like
No, but you can back the hell away from me. I guarantee they're not going to come near me. And I'm good with that.
I love
change
your
those.
swag,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? That's that East Coast talk.
Word.
Like, yo, you could
ain't
outrun,
from Cat- that ain't
you can
Calabas.
outrun this Luger. What happened? She talking
Word.
crazy right
She
now.
talking real
Can you
saucy.
outrun this Luger? What we doing?
I didn't say I had it. I'm just asking. I'm
mean,
just asking a question.
Did imply was
Curious.
there.
I want
That
to
made
see.
me back off.
Well
like,
said.
Hey, if they're Superman,
You made me
let me
hesitate.
know.
Right.
Right.
If you're Superman, absolutely. I'll
Say
do those
less.
papers for you. Otherwise,
You
you
made me
can.
hesitate. Like, you know what? I'm gonna find somebody else to write this paper for me real quick.
I'll be like, you're a grown ass man asking a 14-year-old to do your paper.
I'm
Are
just saying, you're smarter than me. That's all.
Yeah, well, obviously, but like, come on. Come on.
I'm saying?
No, I
Nice.
respect hard work.
Nah,
and,
that's dope. Hard work
and-
always. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can pull up your bootstraps and do that, I'm with it.
Absolutely. So, Dylan, any shout outs before we wrap this thing up?
Where what's the Instagram?
Talk to me. Let the world know how they
Where
can
they see
find
these?
you.
Where they see these
Yeah.
modeling?
Yeah, so my Instagram and my TikTok are pretty much the only two things I use. My Facebook is just for my family, which I had to separate the two because I post things on Instagram and then it was going to Facebook and it was not, Yeah, so I had to separate that. But my family was like, what is she posting? And I was like, oh no, not for your eyes. But Instagram and TikTok are both Blonde and Blue 72, BLONDEINBLUE 72.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I appreciate you for coming through tonight.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Means everything.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I think it was cool to like see how somebody gave you a challenge and you.
I like it. I like to rise to the occasion.
That was dope.
No, it's dope. No, it's dope to have that mindset at 14 years of age. Right. A lot of people are not cut from that cloth.
Yeah.
Or too scared to dive into that. And that's dope. That's growth. That separates you, because I didn't have that mindset at 14. It's all about football and fun. You know what I mean?
I used to be so shy, and now I'm very outgoing. But I used to be shy because of like the bullying and stuff like that, and people would be like kind of put me down for being kind of quirky and weird or whatever. And I learned that people are going to talk anyway. So now I'm at the point where I'm going to make every footstep known when I walk into a room. Plus, I'm a 5'10" blonde. It's kind of hard to miss. But, I'm fine with being heard. If I'm going to do something, fine. I'm going to give you that narrative now. I'll give you something to talk about.
You fuck with basketball being that tall?
I did play basketball. I actually just signed up for Volo Sports in DC for volleyball.
Nice.
So we'll see if I'm any good at that. I played in college, but not like on a team. I just did intramurals with my sorority and stuff.
Okay, gotcha. I thought you were saying.
That's dope.
Hey, yo, shout out to them bullies, because look what happens. Come see us now. You heard?
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
my peoples, I can't wait. Invite us to a volleyball game. I want to go.
Okay, absolutely. Beach volleyball, DC.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Come out there. I'll put some Timbs on and shit.
Let's go.
On the beach. Timbs.
Yeah, they just redid the course.
Timbs on the beach.
Yes.
Rocks.
Yes, absolutely.
That's perfect.
That's some real New York shit.
But you guys can't wear the knee pads, okay?
No, knee pads.
Timberlands. I just want to make sure.
The first time I wore Timbs to Miami, dog, I was on the beach with them. Hey, yo, my calf muscles were sore. Like,
had a jersey on.
I did have a Priest Holmes jersey.
Yeah,
I was killing them.
It was over.
Priest Holmes jersey, yellow Timbs. It was crazy. Yeah,
wow, that's another story.
They kept, I mean, that was the time.
The lawsuits all.
That's how New Yorkers used to come down to Miami.
It was melting, literally.
99, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And the butter's fresh.
Butter's on the beach.
Right.
Burning up, son.
I would never do that.
So you know you was
I would never do that. I make fun of people with like slides and socks on the beach, and I'm like, I wore Butters. I gotta shut up. I'm sorry, not Butters, Constructions.
Yeah, now it's different.
Yeah, you can't do that.
White Louis boat shoes, everything.
Go get your toes done.
Absolutely.
And throw on the slides. That's it.
And that's it.
For the dudes.
You know what? That's why I wore Vans today. My toes were not cute.
No, but it's different. You're not on the beach. I'm saying dudes that be out there. Like,
yeah, dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. 95s on the beach and shit. Anyway.
My peoples. Episode 111. I want to thank our lovely guest, Dylan, for coming on. Such a bright and amazing woman. She's doing great things with DC Housing. It's a beautiful thing. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Dre, what you got?
Peace and love. That was inspiring, by the way. That was dope. Your grind. That was really dope. Going back and forth by yourself, that young.
That's dope.
That's hard, because
I had a lot of support. I had people there for me.
Takes
that's
a village.
Most important.
Well, shout out to them too.
It's the loyalty, it's the people who are there for you in your ups and your downs, and they never leave your side and never have a bad thing to say about you. They'll tell you for real, but they don't, say your crap to everybody else.
Right.
They'll give you it, and that's what I respect. And at the end of the day, they leave it to be your decision, and they're there for you, and that's what matters. So I try and give that back.
Definitely. Triple C.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
All right, my peoples, episode 111. We appreciate you. Stay safe. Keep squares out your circle. Work hard. We love you. See you next week.
That was dope.
views and opinions expressed on the Silverback Chronicles podcasts are those of the hosts, producers, or the guest appearing on the program. They do not reflect the views and opinions of the federal, state, or local government. This includes but not exclusive to the Department of Defense, Homeland, and the Baltimore City Police Department. The Silverback Chronicles podcast with Dre, Big H, and Triple C. Hit the subscribe button, like and comment.